So, under normal circumstances, I would be sitting down on the couch to have a conversation with you guys about this, but um, frankly, I am very self-conscious right now about the way that I look. I have lost a lot of weight recently, and I also haven't slept much at all for the better part of almost probably over a week. And I'm also getting over a pretty foul cold, so frankly, as one of my former bandmates would say, I've got both a voice and a face made for radio. Um, so we're going to play a little Goat Simulator, just because while this topic is probably a little more on the serious side, we're going to go for maximum mood whiplash. And also, before I get started, I do want to take a moment to thank a few people that have just been amazingly supported while I've been going through what I'm going through. Um, Obviously, big thank you to Harkov, my best friend in the world, and also big thank you, of course, to Kimberly's Live, because you've been nothing but supportive and shown me love for everything. Um, and of course, Lilia's Cheese Horde, Mortagas, Barefoot, Barry Grave, and Vigo have been more than kind. Guess that didn't work. But I think the biggest thank you that I have to give out right now before I get started is to Stacy Roy and her parents. That didn't work either. Okay, I think we're just going to abandon the Grain Thrasher. To Stacy Roy and her parents, just thank you guys so much for your positive reinforcement and just your positive messages and love. It means more than you know. In my opinion, positive reinforcement always trumps negative reinforcement, so just taking a few minutes, particularly when you don't know me or know me from Adam, other than my tweets and my conversations and a few of my videos, just gone out of your way to be kind, and rather than just offer blanket statements about here's what you need to do to fix your predicament without even knowing what the predicament is. I think so many people tend to do that, and for those of you who've known me more than 6 months know that it's a complete burr in my saddle, so just taking... Okay, I guess we're going to go to Helvete, which means hell. Let's go check it out. Sure, why not? So that being said, there has been a lot of questions and comments about a tweet that I had posted around Thanksgiving. And also, just the fact some people have asked me about my behavior at that point and even before that point, which, for lack of better wording, has become extremely erratic. And what it really comes down to, I know I talk a lot about being stressed out or stuff like that, or being frustrated and things being kind of crazy. But there's a difference between being frustrated productively and excuse me. Also, just to add to the mood whiplash, as I said, I'm getting over a pretty nasty cold, so there will probably be a lot of coughing interruptions throughout the course of this monologue, I guess you could say. So, somebody keep a tally about how many times a coughing fit has interrupted what I've been talking about. So, for that being said, coughing interruption, count it. Okay. Anyways, I mean, there's a difference in being productively frustrated, which I can function under any circumstance. I can be productively frustrated and stressed out, and get stuff done. And in certain circumstances, I'll thrive under it. But being frustrated and stressed out to the point that you hate yourself is completely different. And that latter category is where I currently am. I'm frustrated and stressed out to the point that I despise myself. I'm not trying to say that to be dramatic. I'm saying that so you can get to know me a little bit better as a person outside of my blog project. I know content creators are 9 times out of 10 themselves, and I am no different, but while there is a finite line between who you are as a content creator and who you are as a human being, yes, there is a line, but there is a finite line, but it's a line nonetheless, and there are some things I don't talk about that happen offline in reality or anything like that. Okay, I don't want to do that. Well, now I know if anybody wants to play Goat Simulator, there you go. Coughing interruption, count that. And like I said, I mean, there's a lot around the same time that I posted that tweet about hitting my breaking point, or shortly thereafter, I guess I should say, I couldn't even look at myself in the mirror for the better part of a week without just being embarrassed and ashamed of who I am. Not just because of my erratic behavior, but because I got hit by a truck, but because I allowed myself to get into pitfalls that have just been... Come on. What am I doing? I'm in a pit somewhere. Oh, that didn't go as planned. Oh, there we go. The hell? There we go. Okay, let's go back. Hang on, let me have a sip of my water. And I wish I could go into details about what's got me stressed out, about what's got me frustrated, what has gotten me to the point that I have been so stressed out and bothered that I hate myself. And honestly, like I said, a lot of it has just been recognition of pitfalls that I have more than fully admit I have allowed myself to get into that have been self-destroying. But probably the biggest thing is I've been talking a lot among friends, on social media about an upcoming deadline. And I think that takes the prize of everything. And as much as I wish I could go into details right now about this mysterious deadline, I've told a few people about it. But for the most part, since this is a public channel, I really don't feel comfortable going into the details about what this is. The important people know, and when things are done, I promise I will talk more about it. The hell, I've already been here. I'm not in Helvete. God damn it. But I'm getting better is what it comes down to. I'm doing better as a person. I have all my energy right now is being focused on this deadline, and I don't have any choices. I have to truck through it. And while I have been tweeting a lot, I really have been just kind of keeping my social interactions to a bare minimum. Twitter really just doesn't require a whole lot. Why am I dragging my butt? What the hell? There we go. That was awkward. Don't really require a lot of social experience. I can kind of keep things to a bare minimum, and if I feel comfortable going into more details with somebody, I can do so privately. But what are you doing? But I hope I'm making sense right now. It's, like I said, it's been a very full... It's been a full month since I've really just kind of let myself go off the rails, so to speak. But once this deadline is done, because it will be done by the end of the year, one way or another, I'm just hoping it is the one way that works out in my complete favor, and I no longer have to handle this one big hurdle, is that I can start addressing the pitfalls that I have allowed myself to get into, and those will be a lot harder than I care to admit, but they've got to get fixed if I can proceed, not just as a content creator, but as a person, because the best way to... Alright, get a room, you two. The best way to move on is to deal with these things rather than sweep it under the rug, which I have allowed to happen more times than I would like to admit. But like I said, starting in 2018, you can definitely see more projects happening. You can see continuations of my reviews, my Let's Plays, more creator spotlights, and a new mini arc called Let's Boogie With, which will be happening, like I said, pretty soon after the start of the year. I do have a couple of creator spotlights I promised people I would do. So that's not to say that I'm just keeping this project at a dead halt. There are... There are things in the works. There are planning things happening. But as of right now, I need to take this time to focus on getting better as a person and getting better as a creator. Well, I guess I should say being better as a person comes in first and foremost, because being a better person will give me the confidence to be a better content creator. And once again, I really hope this is making sense. I'm really just kind of shooting this from the hip. Coughing interruption, count that. And once again, I mean, that's not to say that I am just letting myself get in the doors, because I have a lot to be thankful for. My project has not been this successful since its inception, and I've gotten more people commenting and leaving their feedback and checking, even just where that could happen, and viewing my projects and viewing myself and getting to know me better as a person. And in return, I've been talking to, or I have been talking to, a lot more people, creators, and solidifying friendships with them, like Kimberly is Live, for example. Big proponent. She and I talk quite regularly, which to me is just, it's a blessing. So, those things will definitely help me kind of get back on the mend. But in the meantime, y'all, I want to just take a moment to give me ragdoll physics. I just want to take a moment to thank y'all for being patient, and those that I have talked to, the few of you. Your words and your confidence and just your overall positivity has helped me more than you know. If it wasn't for that, I would probably be even more of a wreck, and my behavior would be even more inexcusable than it was a few weeks ago. So, with that being said, I am going to just try and take a breather, try and rest through this weekend. And then starting next week, hopefully, if I can get some sleep, I will get back towards this deadline. But anyways, with that being said, I hope y'all have a fantastic weekend, and I'll catch up with you guys soon. Peace.